Greetings, friends, and welcome back to SusanCanCreate. And thank you for spending some of your precious time with me. I appreciate that. Today is my winter Wonderland dinner party. This one was thanks to my granddaughter Ava, who made me watch Frozen over and over and over again when she was little. And so it's like a brainworm. It's in my head, and I had to get it out by doing something here. So this winter party, you know, after Christmas passes and all the holidays, you know, at first there's kind of a little bit of a relief because okay, we can relax now and get our house back together and various things. But then there's also that part, it's winter. And now we're so used to having fun and festive stuff during the holidays, it sometimes can be a letdown. So I like to have a party, and so I have it basically more towards the middle to endish of January. And this one is what I call very rustic and casual. I just wanted people to feel warm and cozy and happy to be together again. The dinner menu is very simple. I'll show that to you in just a moment. Okay, I will, and here's the menu. You can see it right there. And here's my winter menu that I made out for my winter dinner party. As you can see, the appetizer, we're having a little, it's little winter, it's little vegetables, raw vegetables, and some dressing. And as the appetizer, the first course is going to be our French onion soup with Gruyere cheese broiled on the top, along with little French bread, little circles of French bread underneath. Main course is the ham ring, and then for dessert, we're making 3 little desserts, blueberry, vanilla, and a tiramisu. And they're in tiny little jars that are, couple, 2-3 bites maybe. And I do that so people can try different ones, or if somebody just wants a little bit of dessert, not a lot of dessert, they can have that too. So that's our menu for tonight. So I wanted it, just to feel comfortable. Now you're saying, what is she dressed as? What is this? Well, if you know Frozen, then you know there's Elsa. Elsa is the star of the show, I guess. And I'm dressed as Elsa's grandmother. I've got, her braid, I've got her hood, I've got her dress, and, I might as well in for a penny and for a pound. So, anyway, that's what I'm dressed as, and Elsa's grandma. My decorating this time was very heavy on natural woods, and you'll see that I'm using them as chargers. I'm using them as in some of the decor, a lot of the decor actually. And so let's go ahead and let's sort of take a look at the place setting right now. Let me show you that. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the place settings now. I've got for tonight's dinner, and as you know, that I wanted to go rustic and I have a woodland theme, so I used a lot of woods, and I found this tablecloth, which I just loved, with the blue and gray branches in it. So I started out with these rustic wood slices. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit here. All right, just like that. Okay, I got those online. They're actually, the company's called Rustic Wood Slices, RWS team, but I can't remember. I think I might have gotten them through Amazon, but they're really nice to have. Okay, and on top of that, I went with the gray. I picked up the gray from the tablecloth, and I went with these plates. These are kind of a pearl gray, and I got them from Williams Sonoma. Okay, so here we start with that. And next, I wanted to break up all the dark and pick up the white, add the white. So I bought these little China porcelain plates, and I got those also from Williams-Sonoma. Okay, then I found these really nice little, they're soup tureens, but they have a wooden lid to them and a handle. So, and let's see if we can, Madame Marble is what it's called on the back. And I bought them online. But these also, what I like about them too, is that, you know, that's great. If you have soup and you want to carry it over and have a lid on it. I'm serving French onion soup tonight, and you know, the cheese gets all the way around the top and everything, so that won't work. But what I like about them too is they become their own little coasters, which you just put them in. You can see that they've got ridges for it. So that, you know, that works really well. So I'll put that down and then put that on top for, well, actually, let's do our thing right like that. Okay, just like that. All right, so next came the napkins, and for the napkins, I couldn't find a color, that dusty blue that I wanted that kind of matched in here. So I ordered basically this, it's like a table runner cloth. You can use it for scarfing, and you can just cut it to size. Now the new trend is knotting them, putting a knot in for your napkins and doing it that way. So that's what I did, since it's a casual dinner. Okay. All right, and then tonight's menu only requires a knife and a fork and then a spoon. And you want to get a nice soup spoon too. I like these because they're curved. They make it nice. They, you know, they hold the soup in there, not like a straight tablespoon that you're trying to dip in there and stuff. But when I use soup spoons, I put them up at the top of the placing, right there at the top. All right, so then we're going to start out tonight with hot buttered rum because it's cold outside. I'm looking at the snow on the ground right now. It is cold, and I want people to warm up and get relaxed and comfortable. So I got these. I'm going to put the hot buttered rum in these mugs here. These mugs also have a wooden lid to them. They also become a coaster like that. If people are wandering around and they want to put their drink down, they've got their coaster with them. So, and if they're just sitting at the table, they want to keep it warm, they can. So I'm going to put that right at the top, right there. And then the only other thing I have is I have these water glasses that I'm going to put on there. They are glass on the inside. They're covered with this satiny white material on the outside, which I liked a lot. So I'm going to put that there. And there you have it. There is the place setting for the winter meal, the frozen winter meal. Here I've got all the ingredients out to make the baked ham ring. I'm using, on the left hand side, I'm using provolone cheese, and then I have prosciutto, and then sliced ham, some hard salami, fresh basil, and some pepperoncinis. Now I realize pepperoncinis is a personal choice, but I like it. It kind of gives it a little zing in there. And then some cheddar and jack shredded cheese. So these are the ingredients, and then you'll also need some crescent rolls. You can use the canned ones, that's fine. Just get 2 cans. You need about 16 ounces of the crescent rolls. Okay, here you have just blank baking sheet, and I've sprayed it with Pam to keep this ring so it comes off a little easier. All right, I've separated my crescent rolls, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bowl in the middle as a guideline for me, and I'm just going to put these in all the way around it, just like this, just like this. Okay, and you're going to go all the way around. This is not an exact science. You do the best you can getting them around. They are going to overlap. All right, so now we've got that sort of made here. And we've used our bowl as our guide. Okay, next we're going to take, we've got a cup of the shredded Jack and cheddar. Some people use mozzarella. I just like Jack and cheddar, so that's what we do. And we kind of put it in next to the bowl rim here. Kind of tuck it up in there. Get it evenly spread around the best you can. Okay. The next thing that comes are the pepperoncinis. So you can spread those right around there too. Again, use as little as you want. This is a half a cup of pepperoncinis. Oops, a couple more sneaking in there. All right. Okay, so next comes salami. You got hard salami here, and I've got 1/3 of a pound. You're gonna bring it up in here and kind of just tuck it and fold it and tuck, fold it and tuck. I chose this because I thought it'd be easy to eat, number one. Number two is that it's a do-ahead. You could do it ahead and not have any problems with that. And I like having everything done ahead of time if I can. Okay, now you're gonna put some fresh basil. Just put some fresh basil around in there. Okay. Okay, so that's done. The fresh basil's up in there. All right, next you've got ham slices. Okay, so you want to get these ham slices in there. Try to get them in there. Okay. Okay, as far as the ham goes, about 1/3 of a pound. So there's the ham. And then next is the prosciutto. The prosciutto, you just put that around and put it in there too. Lay it around. Prosciutto is not the easiest thing to work with if you've never done it before, because it's paper thin. They cut it paper thin because you can't handle a whole bunch of it. It's great meat, but it's pretty salty. Okay. All right, so let's just fill it in here, little spots. Okay, we got it going there. All right, so then the last thing that you're gonna put on there is there's 8 slices of provolone cheese. Okay, that one's not pretty, but it'll melt and nobody's gonna know the difference. Okay, these are 8 slices that are cut in half. So now it is done for that part. So you're going to remove this dish out of there, and then you're just going to start folding this over. Tuck and fold, tuck and fold. You have to go around the layers and just pull it over and fold it under. Pull it over, fold it under. So there you go, you got your ham ring. Now you're gonna bake this for 30 minutes at 375 degrees. And then you're gonna, when it comes out, it'll be kind of a little separated, but you're gonna just chunk it up. Just cut it up and serve it nice and warm, and I'll show you the rest of it once it's done. And there you have the finished product, hot out of the oven. I added a bowl to the center and filled it with olive oil and some balsamic vinegar as a dip. And let me just show you one of these pieces. Really, really good. Comes out of there, it's just lovely. And it is delicious. Okay, friends, let's take a look at what I have. The guests would be entering through the front door and into this entryway. And in the entryway, the first thing they're going to see is this table. And this table, I put a white runner on it to help anchor everything. Put some beautiful whitewashed candlesticks with silver and white candles. And then the floral that I used for this particular setting. I want you to see if you can see this vase. This vase is just absolutely gorgeous. It's a white, but it has veins that run through it of a gray color. But it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's tall, so you have to have a big space for something like that. I found these roses. They are white roses with silver leaves, and they are just wonderful for a winter arrangement. I put the roses in. I found leaves, stems that matched. They had the white on one side and silver on the other. And then I put this gray stem that I found in the background. Okay, so let's go over and look at the other table now. Okay, here's another little vignette that I made on the other side of the entry. And here we have a table that has, I put a silver basket there, filled it with snow, and a bowl with some white washed up spheres in them. They look like they're snowballs. And then I put my white and black owl set that I absolutely love. I'm a real fan of owls. You'll figure that out if you watch my videos. And behind that are on silver candle holders is a pair of white candles with a silver that is also embellished on top of the candle. Down below, I put these lighted tree stems. There's only 2 of them, and that's fine. They're in this white ceramic milk can with snow in the inside there, and that helps cover up any cords or whatever that are in there. So let's go on into the dining room now. Like I said, we're just kind of taking a swing around the room just so you kind of get the overall feel of what the room looks like as a whole. Okay, here's the table dressed out in the way we're going to have it for tonight's dinner. I found this wonderful tablecloth that had just bare branch trees on there in blues and grays with a white background, which just said winter to me. I did use, and you already saw in the beginning, I showed you the place settings that I used. But this is how they look on the table. Here's that planter in the corner, And like I said, I put snow in the bottom with some fairy lights, and these are all real tree branches that I've got in here. Over on the side, on the fireplace, we have several things, several little vignettes over here. The first one is made out of, this is a very tall floor vase. It's actually a whitewashed wicker, and I put some fairy lights around it to give it, just to light it up a little bit. And my little woodland deer is there. That is probably one of my favorite decorations. I don't know why, it's to me, it just talked to me. And then I used some real plants. This is a Norfolk pine that's sitting next to it. And then in the vase, I used some more naked trees, just the branches, because in the winter, there aren't any leaves on the trees. At least most of them. Some of the pines do, but all the rest of them don't. So, arrangement that's really, when you're just using blank trees and branches like this, pretty easy to put together. I used some other white sparkly kind of branches in there too. And then I used another pair of very tall candlestick holders that are in a whitewashed brown. And I put some of my favorite candles in there. These are ribbon candles. They are twisted and they are just lovely candles. Gives it great height. And then in the middle, I have a winterish picture of just some florals in a blue vase with some white, almost snow, looks like snow on it. I put the same candle holder on the other side with the same candle. Even when they burn down pretty. As you can see, they leave like a spiky top. Then on the other side, for those of you who do know the movie Frozen, had to have Olaf in here. So Olaf is here, the snowman, and he's here to enjoy the dinner with everyone else. And another Norfolk pine. On the small side table, well, actually we have a stand here. We have a wooden plant stand, and on that plant stand I have a very large sugar pine cone, which is real. It came from a house I lived in Oregon, and these two very pretty birch bark candles. Here I wanted to give you a closer view of those candles. They're really pretty. Like I said, they've got real birch bark that's wrapped around them. So they make it, if you're having a rustic kind of theme or a lodge theme or something like that, they work really well for that. On the little side table, we have another lighted tree, and we have a couple of smaller candle trees with a couple of little woodland figures. I added some snow around there. The woodland figures and the little trees are up on a whitewashed stand, and just added some snow around there to kind of anchor everything. Moving on to the apothecary now, I used 3 large floral jars up there. They are clear jars with a blue, starts about halfway down, the glass becomes blue. I filled them with little white and silver beads, and just put some white picks that I picked up at
Hobby Lobby in there. In the middle is a deer that is sitting down and resting. I used snow again through the whole top there to pull it all together. And all of these, including, you can't really tell so much on the film, but all of the lamps are glowing blue. They have a blue light, so I can keep the whole theme of winter going. Now let's take another closer look at the centerpiece. Okay, this is the centerpiece that I chose, keeping with the theme of the winter forest and the woodlands. This is a 3-tiered wooden tray. It's round wooden slabs. They match the slabs that were used in the place setting. And on that, on the bottom level, I put a deer with a nice frosted tree and some various pine cones around there. I used some fairy lights. And then on the second one, I have a deer that is sitting, or laying, yeah, well, it's not sitting, laying down, I guess. Anyway, it is there with another little tree behind it. And then on the top tier, I have this lighted crystal tree that reminded me, again, we're back to the Frozen analogy, but it reminded me of Elsa's castle. So I tried to pull this all together and keep the theme constant. I did use, I have what they call fresh snow that I get. It's a Department 56 item, and you can sprinkle it over everything, and it does look like fresh fallen snow. On the other part, I just use simply a wooden stand with some more birch bark candles on them. And I'll go over here. I kept this pretty thin areas. I left areas for people to set things down because, as you know from my intro, that the meal consists of this French onion soup and then this ham ring, which will be on a tray, and it'll be one that you can pass around to people, and then they can set it down. So they have to have a place. You have to leave space for people to set some trays down if you're going to use it that way. All right, I think that does it for this winter party. The guests should be arriving soon, and as you know, I need to get back into the kitchen and get ready to greet them and welcome them with that hot buttered rum, because it is a very cold day, and we want to get them nice and warm and friendly, so they just enjoy themselves. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in just a few minutes in the kitchen.
Hi, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the tour of my winter wonderland, the winter themed Frozen party. I hope if you liked it that you will take the few seconds and hit the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed, I hope you do subscribe. I appreciate it. I do thank you for your time and your support, and that really helps me with my channel. As you can see, I'm back to Susan. I've changed out of the Elsa's grandma's costume there, because if I tried to finish the cooking and the things for the party in that outfit, I'd set myself on fire, I'm pretty sure. So this is much safer. It's what I'm going to wear tonight. I told you it was casual. It's rustic dinner. It's a nice blue-gray sweater, matches the decor in there. Not that I tried to do that, it just happens to work out. And it's got nice clouds and snowflakes and stuff on it. And my snowflake earrings. All right, so a couple of things. Remember, hosting a party does not mean, you don't have to have a formal party. There's a big scale from very formal to very, very casual. And there's many places in between there that you can decide on what type of party. You should be having different kinds anyway. You don't want to have the same old kind of party. If you're having a formal one, fine, but then have a casual one next time. All of that. The very important thing to a successful party is planning. I don't care how much time you've got. I plan mine way out in advance, but you don't have to. No matter how much time you have, you need to at least take, a little bit of time to sit down and decide and plan on the party itself. This will take so much stress off of you as a hostess on the actual day. I mean, I get down to making mine. I make schedules with cooking times and various other things. It just helps me stay organized. It helps me lower my stress level as a hostess, because you don't be this frazzled, fried looking thing if you're the hostess. Let's see. Again, for party planning, I mean, I'm giving you ideas, but you can certainly substitute things. You could substitute paper plates. If you want to use paper plates, use paper plates. They have many beautiful designs out there actually on paper plates. You can get all different kinds. I would suggest, if you're going to use paper plates, spend the extra money and get the heavy duty ones. Don't get just flimsy looking ones. Now, if you find these real thin ones, flimsy ones, and they're pretty, that's great, but put them on top of something that's harder, like a Chinette plate or something that's got some substance to it. There's nothing worse than trying to cut through something on a paper plate or carry it around or do anything like that on a flimsy one. So, that's just go that extra step and make it better for yourself. Let's see, the next video will be a Valentine's Day video, and I'm looking forward to that, and it will be posted in January for February. I am now up to the point where I can post things a month ahead, so it gives you at least a month's worth of planning if you're choosing to, do a party. And then, let's see, what else? Also in January, towards the end of January, for a February party, I'm going to do an Italian party, and we're going to do all kinds of Italian. The whole meal will be homemade pastas and various other things. So stay tuned for that. The answer to the riddle from the Christmas video is age. A-G-E, age. So hope you got it. Put it in the comments if you did, or put it in the comments if you didn't. It's fine. I would love to hear from you guys. Please add some comments and let me know if I'm going in the right direction for you guys, if it's being useful for you, if you're getting some useful information, if there's something in there that you have particular interest in, or a burning question of some sort that I can try to answer. Remember, I'm not a professional decorator. I'll give you my opinion, but that's all it is an opinion. It's not from a professional standpoint. I think that's about it for today. Again, I truly appreciate your time that you're spending with me and all your support. And until next time, this is Susan, and I'm out.